Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Good evening, and it's another edition of the big stories on Today 95.1 FM. The Big Stories is a current affairs program on your premium radio station, Today 95.1 FM, where we review events and issues that made news headlines over the last 7 days. My name is Victor Ezeama. And of course, I'll be doing the show with all the members of the news department here at Today FM. Chinedu Iwona is here. Chinedu, last week was very, very interesting.
Dramatic.
I don't know, but we'll come to all of that. I also have here with me Ifunaya Obeme Ndukwe. Ifunaya.
Good evening, Mr. Victor.
And then Priya Izogu, the German.
Good evening, Victor. Good evening to our colleagues in the studio. Very, very dramatic week, especially in the National Assembly.
Yes, and then of course our community reporter, Sandra Kenneth.
Good evening, everyone.
All right. I don't know why I'm smiling, but I know why I'm smiling. Tinedu said last week was very, very dramatic. I think that's the right word to use because, of course, the NDDC
saga.
Wow. It was more like a thriller. A Nollywood thriller because it's made in Nigeria. Everything was original.
Free movie.
So, on Monday, last week we were contemplating on how this week was going to be, and then it seemed like our prediction was right because, of course, on Monday, the acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Daniel Ponde, slumped at the investigative hearing of the House Committee on NDDC. Ponde passed out as he was being questioned by the members of the committee. I'm going to cut the long story short. Let's just listen to what Ponde said before that incident happened.
We didn't give scholarships, but we had the report that myself and Dr. Cairo, that we paid ourselves scholarships. And the basic truth is that we were processing these scholarships for these students before the late EDFA died. And just as we were about to submit it, we had accusations that our children were in the scholarship list. This had to be brought back and scrutinized. What basically happened is that, like, the universities invited the NDDC to visit for verification and for graduation. They gave the letters and ESTA code was prepared. The preparation of the ESTA code started before I got to NDDC. I only approved it and it was paid on the 16th of April. Because you cannot pay somebody ESTA code the day the person is going to the airport. You have to get a visa procured. There is a long time. If the journey is not made, it is for us to return it.
Okay, so I don't want us to trivialize this issue, yeah? I want us to just look at the issues the way they happened. Professor Ponde slumped. After, I think, about 24 hours after that time, we got a statement from the NDDC signed by Charles Odili, the head of the corporate affairs, the director, And then he said Professor Ponde had been sick all along, but he insisted against his doctor's advice to appear before the committee. Now, let's stay on Professor Ponde. Chinedu, you were at the office that day.
I was watching,
and you monitored the entire proceedings as they went. What actually happened?
Well, I'm sure everybody already knows what happened, but the interesting thing is there were very germane issues that were being discussed, very critical questions that were being called up, which really needed answers. Unfortunately, the one person who expected to provide those answers had that health mishap, if you want, and he was taken out of the venue of that investigative hearing. So based on the information he had dropped before that incident happened, it appeared the NDDC has a lot of questions to answer in terms of spending. Some of the spendings we hear were not budgeted. Even the 2020 budget is not yet available, and yet they are spending beyond the 2019 approved budget. Unfortunately, on that same day, the NDDC team, who knew that they were coming to defend the budget, did not come with a copy
of the budget.
It was very embarrassing for me. I mean, if you know the basic thing, the most basic thing over in that particular hearing will be for you to defend the monies that you've spent. And one document that gives you that power to spend those monies that you have been justifying, you could not come with it. And we were on that particular issue back and forth. Where is it? I'll provide it later. Even at some point, the National Assembly members said, okay, don't worry. Their research team will find the NDDC budget for them and provide it. And it was at that point that that incident happened. So it begs, it calls for a lot of questions. How the NDDC will be spending money according to the lawmakers without budgeting processes,
which is a criminal,
which is also a criminal
offense.
And then it's quite disappointing too that the speaker had to come in, after that incident to now more like end that hearing at that point, saying the professor will not have to appear again on that panel when the questions haven't been answered yet. So what are they going to go home with? What would be the report like? What would the report be like? Will it be comprehensive if the number one person on that investigative hearing in terms of the NDDC hasn't given his full testimony on based on which the findings should be made. So, but we'll see how it pans out. I mean, we'll be waiting on the report of the NDDC. Let's see. Sorry, on the report of the National Assembly. Let's see.
Well, we are going to come to that report. But as at today, as at now, the doctor's report, that's Professor Ponde's doctor's report, says that Professor Ponde had high blood pressure, and he was reacting to probably a panic attack.
Yeah, maybe because
because of the barrage.
You don't pass the National Assembly investigative hearing without being a lot of questions coming from all ends, and if you are not strong enough, then you probably will witness what happened. But a lot of people are saying that wasn't real for them. But I mean, it's about human health. We hope he gets well soon.
I feel sad that people started laughing at that issue, because I mean that was a professor. I mean, if you know the definition of a professor, that's a scholar.
But you won't still blame those.
Yeah, but I mean, you do not have professors these days who will come to a public television, a national TV rather, and then embarrass themselves because they are trying to.
Nigeria.
We had
In Nigeria.
We had one in 2015 that could not pronounce figures.
That was sweating.
And they gave him all the touchline.
And he had to even change his
and he was still not seeing the figures.
Okay,
so I mean, you won't blame Nigerians who see this thing as mere acting, because they've been there before, and it's normal for everybody to have an opinion over certain things.
Okay, now on that same day, the House of Representatives, they stepped down the proceedings and then went for a recess of 30 minutes, came back and then faced the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs. Yes, the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, on that particular day, rubbished the ongoing probe of the Niger Delta Development Commission when he accused the National Assembly of being involved in contract scam, corruption. They were alleged to be taking about 60% of the contracts at the National Assembly. He dropped the bombshell. I mean, he didn't probably want to go through what Professor Ponde went through, but let's listen to that accusation. Let's listen to the accusation.
To that question, what is the benefit that the National Assembly is benefiting from?
It's okay. Goma, are you asking me the benefit of National Assembly?
Yes,
Goma,
you just said.
I just told you that we have record to show that most of the contracts in NDDC are given out to members of National Assembly, but you don't know about it. It's okay.
It's okay.
The two chairmen can explain to you. That is why I was a member. I was a member of the NDDC committee. It's okay.
Okay. After that line of "it's okay," the repetition off your mic. We didn't get to that point. The minister also made recommendations on how the NDDC should be run.
One of the things you and I must change in NDDC is, number one, we must not allow this line item alone to come before the parliament. When you approve 50 billion for health and 80 billion for education, and then you say total 600 billion, then you drop the gavel, the two chairmen of the House and the Senate will carry it to Hilton, and only the clerk of the committee to be there. At this stage, no Niger Delta. The plight of Niger Delta people are left to two chairmen, and then they will now organize the budget to a point where nothing has been achieved in 19 years.
Okay, I think the first one is where we are more concerned, where the accusation was made. If you had to put on your generator to make sure that you didn't miss this probe. What's your take
on Akpabio's accusation?
Yes.
Well, I think Akpabio was ready for them, considering the way it turned out for Ponde. I think he was ready. He had answers for every question. And then I feel there are so many persons involved in this corruption, and then they picked him, to throw him under the bus. So it's like I can't go down alone. Everybody that is part of it, has to go down with me. That was how I saw it.
I mean, you are a German, and the person in the eye of the storm, Professor Ponde, is an German.
Yeah.
Are you guys happy?
I think it's not about tribe here because the management of NDDC and the board of NDDC has been surrounded with corruption over the years, not just this year, not just the last year, not just the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari and past administration. People have been complaining about mismanagement of funds from the NDDC. I belong to a community where we expect projects, not just from the state government or the federal government directly, maybe the Ministry of Works. We also want projects from the NDDC, and it's not actually happening. So it's not about Ponde, it's not about Godswill Akpabio. I think it's about the system. I always complain this. The system, there is so much loopholes, especially in the NDDC. People can just go in there, get money, and nothing will happen. Nobody inspects them. So I think the ball and the onus has to stop on the table of the president of the nation, because his reputation is actually at stake here, because the mantra of this administration is fight against corruption. Yeah. So you cannot appoint someone. Ponde is being appointed by the president, not himself. So I think the president needs to do something about it. If it's about taking charge of the NDDC for now, I think that should be the solution. Understand the structure and the works of the NDDC, because I think the whole canker worms and information we are getting now is so demoralizing. If you're from the region, it's painful. The 9 states, we need development from Ondo states down to Akwa Ibom, Cross River State, Abia State, Imo State. It's not about the Ijaws, it's about the people of Niger Delta. And I think we are not getting what we actually deserve, because people fought for this. They fought for this. People laid their life for this. And when you see this kind of things happen, you will just shake your head and you ask yourself, what's actually happening? People that are actually heading this NDDC are not from space. They are from Mongols. The board members are not from America. They are Mongols. So we really need to work on the structure. I think the structure is the problem.
Well, this shake your head you just said now reminds me of somebody that uses the word, the phrase.
Don't shake your head.
Stop shaking your head. Stop shaking your head. So stop shaking your head, because it's not Igbos or Northerners that are heading this. Yes. It's the Niger Deltans. But I mean, that allegation did not go down well with members of the National Assembly. They were not happy. And the Speaker of the House of Representatives, came out immediately. That was on Tuesday, to issue an ultimatum. That's 2 days ultimatum on the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs to publish the names of those members that are involved in this contract scam. But I think the ultimatum expired, and then they threatened to sue the minister. But while the plenary was on, the letter or the response of the minister came in. And then it was read by the Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, who while he was reading the letter, he was making inferences and here and there. But let's listen to what Gbajabiamila read to the House. But in that letter, the crux of that letter was the fact that the minister denied that he is accusing the National Assembly members. But nevertheless, Sandra, corruption in the House of Representatives, in the National Assembly. We all know this. We, as ordinary Nigerians, know that the National Assembly are holding us spellbound because they are the third arm of the government. The second arm, rather, of the government, of the federation. And then they have the laws. The Constitution gives them certain powers to do certain things. But here we are with an allegation. As I speak to you at this point in time, the National Assembly are still reacting to that allegation from Godswill Akpabio, regardless of the fact that the minister had sent in his letter, his response, so to say, denying making that allegation. Sandra, we are talking about the Niger Delta, and it seemed like the Niger Delta, the NDDC, had become or is a cash cow for politicians, regardless of where you come from.
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, for 20 years now, for the past 20 years now, it has been a conduit pipe for people who wants to eat money for politicians. And then since the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs came up too, it has just been like that from one issue to the other. But it bothers me right now that this House of Assembly, this House of Representative member, they are concerned about an allegation that was made against them instead of continuing with what they were out for. So I don't know. Since I think they are trying to, I see it as something that they are trying to act, because I feel that at some point they feel they will do stuff like that. Then Niger Deltas and Nigeria will have to forget about the fact that, okay, that we were talking about some certain amount of money and the rest of it. And I also have to say this, that if Buhari wants to fight corruption from now, he should start from maybe 2015 or the year 2000 when NDDC started. Because I can remember that 2015, they had a twin contract that over how many billions were inside. And then after 2 months into the project, they stopped everything, and then life goes on. It happens that it keeps happening. So what is happening? Why are they interested in who made allegation or what allegation they made? My advice is that they should do what they can do. Of course, obviously, we know that the money may not come out, but then they should.
It seems like the money won't come out because the Senate made some recommendations on Thursday when they presented the reports of the ad hoc committee that investigated the NDDC. And part of the recommendation they made was for the president to dissolve the interim management committee of the NDDC. The Senate ad hoc committee chairman, Senator Olubunmi Adetunbi, was the one that presented that report.
This inquiry by the National Assembly and the ongoing forensic audit provides an opportunity to return to compliance with the Act establishing the ND as far as constitution of the board is concerned. We found out that restoration of budget-led system will help the Niger Delta to do a better job of service. The practice of spending without framework of a budget is not helpful. We believe that in order to ensure that the forensic audit achieves the purpose for which it is set up, oversight of the audit should be transferred to the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation. This will guarantee independence. It will guarantee credibility. We found out that in a lot of cases where unjustifiable payments were made to staff of the NDDC, they should be made to refund money.
Well, we don't know whether they will actually refund that money. Those that collected 600K, 500K, 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, and in different tranches, we don't know whether they will return it. But the senators, while they were debating or while they debated on that issue, made several comments. And one of them came from Smart Adeyemi, the one that took over from Dino Melaye. He said we should return to Sharia law, the Mosaic law in the Bible, where capital punishments, should be for those found guilty of corruption, like amputation or death sentence.
We'll be asking the Senate to, as a matter of urgency, to bring out the law establishing NDDC for necessary amendments, so that all the observations that will be put together here today can be incorporated in that amendment. That those who are charged with this responsibility are people of metadata. There's no Northern Nigeria or people of Southwest. So you expect them to be extremely patriotic and committed to the welfare of their people. Would you say President Buhari has not been fair and just? 81 billion in 6 months, and there's going to show for it? This is one of the most terrible crimes anybody can do to a generation. People have been trusted to improve the welfare of their people, to improve the life of their people. They now added to their problem and put them in abject poverty and penury and enslavement. People are dying in this country for 20,000, 50,000 in Niger Delta. People are dying for $30,000, and the man is mismanaged billions of dollars. We must change the laws. Life imprisonment the minimum. Amputation is the next in Nigeria. We must change the laws. Amputation minimum.
This Senate and indeed this National Assembly has always been sensitive and responsive to the earnings of the people of this country from any section. I recall that in 2000, the NDDC Act or bill then had to be passed by the National Assembly through override of a presidential veto. In 2002, the National Assembly passed the bill to abolish the offshore and onshore dichotomy, just to give more resources to the states of the Niger Delta. 13% reservation in the Constitution, the NDDC itself, the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, the Amnesty Program, the Special Presidential Intervention. These are all efforts by government to ensure that special developmental attention is given to the Niger Delta area, because that is the goose that lays the golden egg. But alas, those that have been given the responsibility to manage the resources of the NDDC and for the people of the Niger Delta have squandered most of the resources.
Okay, so there we have the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs is headed by someone from the Niger Delta. The Amnesty coordinator is from the Niger Delta. The NDDC, of course, is headed by people from this region. Sandra, now, you've listened to the inserts we have, but do you agree with Smart Adeyemi that a death sentence or amputation or capital punishment should be severed on anyone that is found guilty of corruption?
Death sentence. Wow. Death sentence. I don't
because
know.
in other countries, I mean, truly in other countries, China or Thailand or even North Korea, when you're found guilty, Indonesia, Malaysia.
How many of them would they kill? How many of them would they amputate? Because these people, they keep doing this thing. It is not as if, okay, if they agree to that, no problem, because violation of oath of office, I think, is punishable by crime. And if they say we should amputate anybody or kill anybody, then it is okay. But if they want to start, they should start from the year 2000. Because I don't understand why Ponde right now is a case study. We have to go back from people who have started eating the money before now. I don't know, maybe some people will say it's political, but I don't swear. Yeah, they're eating the money because some people have been suffering like since year 2000. You swore an oath to develop a particular place, to create infrastructure. You swore an oath that you were going to train youths. And for the past 20 years, you have done nothing. You only go there after 6 months.
To be fair, the NDDC have done so much.
So much.
For how long?
But I think it is not just
commensurate with how much has been released. The money that have been put into the agency and the region.
And then you talk about the emergency contract that is taking over how many billions to trillions.
I'm just saying, it's not as if they haven't done anything. They have, but it doesn't tally with.
It doesn't commensurate with what they've earned. I mean, from 2015 up until now, we hear from part of what the Senate ad hoc committee discovered was that 1.4 trillion naira, have been expended at the NDDC. 1.4 trillion.
Yeah, so there's no project.
Dear me, 1.4 trillion. Do you know what that is? So in Lagos, they have the Eco whatever project they are doing there. Eco Atlantic project, and it's a 20-year plan. I don't think they even have this kind of money. Yes, because if Eco Atlantic have 1 trillion and they have a 20-year plan, I don't think they will wait for 20 years to be able to achieve what they intend to achieve, because the money is there. So if there is 1 trillion naira, and I mean, let's even bring it down, between February and June this year, February this year and June this year, it's 1 billion naira was spent at the NDDC. Allegedly, okay. Though the minister have said that they were spent on paying contractors that were owed, but those contractors For Christ's sake.
Where were the projects?
Where are those
Where are the
projects?
projects?
You know, it's funny.
Okay,
even,
apart from the contractors, these NDDs, don't they have people that will go out for reassessments? Before you give them the money, maybe the balance, why don't you go out for reassessment? So I don't think we should blame because these contractors are business people. So before you give them balance, you go out for reassessment.
They do.
What if they are not contractors even? What if they are their contractors?
The director of projects said he has gone around the country where NDDC has projects, and he confirmed that those projects were there and he had to, then pay them. They do.
That means some roads that have been abandoned for over 15 years, he went there and saw that they
of course.
road.
We're talking about projects that are being paid for. This is their claim. I'm not speaking for them. That the project that they've paid for, were the project that they've gone to see that they actually exist, and they have to pay the contractors. This, like Victor said, like they are claiming is part of the 881 billion naira that have been expended. The thing is, whether or not nobody is happy with what is going on in the Niger Delta. The money that they've received is too much. It's even funny again when the MD was asked, how much have you received since you became the MD? He couldn't answer. Of course, he needed to consult his documents or his record before. But the money they received is not commensurate. That is the painful part. And the more painful part is that this agitation of of the Niger Deltans are done by the common people who often go on the street and protest every other day.
Yes.
By the time they protest, they get tear gassed, they get shot. The federal government will now notice them and say, okay, the leaders will now go for a meeting, and the leaders will now, some of them will now, take this money and spend it the way they want it. That's the painful part. I think I would have suggested, but that would mean passing a vote of no confidence on the same people. But it could be a drastic measure. Why don't you bring a non-indigent, somebody who has no interest whatsoever? But we are Nigerians, so
everybody has
we all have
once there's
interest.
Money,
but can we try that and say, okay, this guy is not from the Niger Delta, he doesn't know anybody, so can we?
Now I have a problem with some of the projects the NDDC embark upon. One of them is street lights. Another 500 meters, 1 kilometer, and a few kilometers of roads here and there in the region. And then so much money are expended to the extent that even to supply plastic chairs, you spend billions of naira. Plastic chairs that are hired for 20 naira or 30 naira, was purchased for over 2 billion naira. Now, what are the kind of projects do you as a Niger Delta and as a journalist who have also gone round, what are the kind of projects do you think that we should be doing?
Okay, I think one of those projects should be schools. There should be world-class schools in the Niger Delta. There should be roads, probably not federal government roads, but at least the streets. Because I've seen several streets that they said NDDC, carried out. Those roads don't last. You give it they have a deadline when once they stay from now probably to certain amount of number of months, those roads are already bad. So I think schools are a very good project. Schools, roads, agriculture. The Niger Delta have fish, we are water side people, and most of the times we look away from certain things. I think that's a very good lucrative area where they can invest on. And when you invest on something like that, agriculture of any kind, there'll be a lot of provision of jobs for the Niger Deltans. Okay, so we'll be taking a short break. You've been listening to the big stories on Today 95.1 FM. We'll be right back and take the rest of the stories we have on our menu.
They're saying that the explanation given by the military was not enough to say that he saved up to buy those houses or to buy. Let me quickly get your thoughts here so that we can put that into the opinion program. I think I have a picture of what Fayose looked like on that day and what he was saying. from that caption. It's not just giving him a certificate. We must see the
consequential order must be obeyed first, as to even those who have not attended the law class.
This is where it comes.
So why don't we start that first? You have that angle open now. Nothing is holding you from doing that now.
You look at it and make sure and understand that restructuring is what Nigeria needs.
Today's Quest from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Catch Annie on this frequency, Monday to Friday.
That is absolutely their position. Respect the law. Now the question will be which law?
Today's Quest, a sure way to start your day.
Because he hasn't really done anything here.
Yeah,
because both parties are contending.
This is the Vivian Douglas Show. It is an avenue for paradigm shift.
We bring you a platform where your voice counts on issues of social reform in our society, from governance to education,
domestic abuse, health, environment, relationship, religion, lifestyle, entertainment, and much more.
Most importantly, here on the Vivian Douglas Show, we speak to impact on all fronts. Join us on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt every Thursday, 5 to 6 p.m.
on the Vivian Douglas Show to interact, and on the Just So You Know segment on Today 95.1 FM, and on our social media platforms at the Vivian Douglas Show.
Let's keep it real and log down every Thursday.
.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Okay, you've been listening to the big stories on Today 95.1 FM, where we review all the stories that made news headlines in the last 7 days. We've exhausted a lot of our time on the issues at the House of Representatives and the Senate and the NDDC, but we will remain at the National Assembly, where the cold relationship between the National Assembly and the executive arm have continued to fester, with the Minister of Labour, Chris Ngige, lashing out at a member of the House, James Faleke, who I think it was during one of their sessions, the mild drama happened where Senator Ngige and James Faleke exchanged words because of the sack of the managing director of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, NSTIF, Adebayo Shomefo. That did not go well with the House of Representatives, and they decided to question the minister, who during, I don't know, probably he wasn't happy with the way the questioning was going, the interrogation was going. And then he started making reference to the national leader of the APC, Bola Tinubu. And in reference to the controversies that trailed the election in Anambra State when Ngige was governor, the Faleke told Ngige that, did you win your own election? And the response was, it was a bashing.
Who are like my junior brothers, except for like they say it's up to 60, I don't know. I'm 60 plus. So you are near my age, but I'm at least 7 years older than you, I'm sure. I'm the same age with your mentor in Lagos, Asiwaju. And I was governor with him at the same time. He was a senator, I was a senator. I'm a two-time minister, he's not a two-time minister.
But he won all his elections very well.
No problem about that. Just like you won your own in Kogi State very well.
Yes.
And you are now the deputy governor and governor of Kogi State.
Mr. Minister, please respond.
I'm responding, my friend. If you yab me, I yab you 10 times.
I won.
I'm a Lagos boy. You are just a small boy in Lagos. Look at this boy. Mushim boy is talking to a VI boy. I live in Victoria Island. Look at Mushi boy. From Kogio. You are Oborobo. Just go. I don't get time for you. Kilo share.
Why are you laughing?
Kilo share. Yeah, boy.
Oh, these guys.
Last week was
they reduce governance.
Nah, it's VI boy.
It's a VI boy. They reduce governance to child's play. I'm telling you. And you know, in the last couple of weeks, the National Assembly have been involved in a war of words, some sort of that with some members of the Federal Executive. Yeah. And the first was the Minister of State for Labour, Festus Keyamo, who accused lawmakers of trying to hijack the Special Public Works Program. And then the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, who accused the National Assembly of handling 60% of the contract. But now let's go to this drama. Was it necessary?
It wasn't necessary. Let's talk about real issues. I think in advanced class, they should be talking about policies and how to fine-tune policies. If they're asking you a question, go directly to and give them the right answer. And the panel too should be also responsible enough to ask direct questions, not about asking who is more important or not. Those are not Nigerians' problem. Our problem is fine-tuning policies, make the government better, make governance better, make governance easy for the people, because the poverty line is actually increasing these days. It's increasing, and we need to think of how to push our economy out of, for me, depression. No matter what they say, people are actually suffering out there, both in the north, the southwest, and the southeast, and the south. Everybody is suffering. So I think they should be talking about real issues. It's about somebody that was sacked. If he was genuinely sacked and that he did something wrong, then he should be fired. But if he feels that there's possibly a foul play, then let them talk about real issues, not about who is more powerful or who is less powerful. I think they shouldn't be going into those dramas. Those dramas are actually unnecessary right now. The kind of situation we are recovering from COVID-19, and we are talking about this kind of drama. I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, Chinedu, I mean, we were still yet to recover from the Bondi incident to the Senate, to the House of Representatives. Even the Mago issue is still there. But, I mean, we were confronted with this.
Well, it's part of the democratic process. I mean, freedom of speech, to say what you want, and as long as you're not defaulting. For me, we've been serious for over several years, and it seems like it's not yielding anything. So a comic relief won't be too bad as long as the issues are still there. I'm speaking because at the end of that drama, that mild drama that played on, I mean, the real issues, still came up for a discussion, and they reached a certain resolution, and which was what we expect them to do. The thing is, if you go to the National Assembly to answer questions, you see the way they ask you questions as if you're already, in fact, it's as if they are convicted already. In their mind, you are just wrong.
There's already bias.
Yeah, they're already biased, and they try to, even if you, at some point, even Akpabio himself mention of you are trying to bully me or something. That is why Keyamo himself also stood up against them, because sometimes they make you look like you're already guilty, so there's nothing you say they want to hear. So these are former senators. They were there. Probably say I was once here. Ngige was also here. So apart from the issues, I think when they want to talk to their fellow government officials, they should calm down. They're also men. I know he's a National Assembly say, respect the institution. It's good, but they are humans too. So if you touch on his emotion, he has the right to reply. But at the end of it, I think the issues were still discussed, and we moved on from there.
The State Executive Council today approved the award of the contract of the GRA flyover and the dualization of Tumbia Extension Road to Ikwere Road and also through Ezimbu Road to Stadium Road. The contract will be awarded to Julius Berger. It's awarded to Julius Berger because the competence of Julius Berger cannot be overemphasized. We know their capacity. And the necessity of that dualization, anybody in Port Harcourt know what we face in terms of traffic along the Ezimbu Link Road. By the time it is dualized, it will be a thing of the past. And we also know that the businesses of goods and services in the state will also be enhanced properly when the dualization is completed. We also know that the dualization of that road is a very major road, and the aesthetics that the flyover will add to the state will be something of commendable measures that everybody would appreciate.
Okay, so that was the Commissioner for Works in Rivers State, Austin Ben Chioma. He was talking with newsmen after the Rivers State Executive Council meeting where 18 billion naira was approved for the construction of a flyover bridge at GRA Junction and dualization of Tumbia Extension Road to Ikwere Road and Ezimbu Link Road to Stadium Road. So Governor Wike, mentioned this, and a lot of us thought it was in passing, but the SEC have given it a backing, and it looks like we're going to have another flyover along Aba Road. Ifunaya.
Okay. Well, I would say Governor Wike is actually trying his best to try to make Port Harcourt City look like the old Garden City. But then 18 billion naira for another flyover that isn't so far from...
Not only flyover.
There are other two major roads.
There are other major roads.
Yes.
Well, these are good projects. But then 18 billion naira will go a very long way, in developing other local governments. I think the focus on Port Harcourt City local government and Obiapo is too much. It's too much. I don't know the amount of traffic. They are already trying to expand Rumola flyover. And they are building a flyover at the artillery, yes. So I don't really see the pressing need for another flyover in GRA. I think that money should have been used for something else. Move to another local government. Push. Look at Lagos. Lagos is a one city state. Port Harcourt. You go online. You're looking for a city in Rivers State.
Lagos is not a one city state.
She meant to say Port Harcourt is a one city state.
Sorry, Port Harcourt is a one city state. Lagos is... When you're talking about Lagos, nobody talking about Ikeja.
Yes,
Lagos is turning into a city.
Of its own, yes. Nobody's talking about Ikeja, but when you're talking about Rivers State, it's Port Harcourt. Everything is in Port Harcourt. Obiapo. 18 billion naira is a really big amount, and he's doing well. Yes, we're not saying he's not doing well, but then he should move his focus to other local governments.
Sandra, we've had this conversation before. You know many of the communities in Rivers State, and as a matter of fact, when the governor first mentioned it, we thought, okay, maybe this could probably be in next year's budget, but apparently it is coming in 2020. And then, I passed the Rumola this evening and I saw that contractors are already on site. And it looks like also that GRA will also begin to witness some activities. So many communities in River State, Sandra, and how do you feel being a journalist that covers so many communities, rural areas where we have heard reports of on that development?
I feel very bad for people in other local governments. I feel sometimes they wish that they are from Obiapo, because as if it's only the Obiapo and Falga that are gaining from this development. With 18 billion naira, there are so many things that the governor would do to ensure that Obiapo and Falga is not overcrowded. Because I don't know, maybe anytime from now we may be experiencing overpopulation where people will have to leave 21 local government area just to survive in just 2 local government area. There are so many things that creating roads for people in these rural areas can do. You can create jobs, you can create economic activities, will be very smooth. People will not have to leave. So I feel very sorry for people in other places. I'm not saying that they should also feel sorry for themselves anyway, but I just pray that the governor would at least do one basic thing for them At least they should have roads.
We have
they should
Ahuda,
have
we
water.
have Ogoni, the Andoni area.
Ahuda is worse. Not to say, because these people, they have, like, you can imagine a particular kingdom having over 80 oil wells, and you don't have road. You are being caged, you're being trapped in. You can't go outside. You can't do anything. You cannot. Economic activities are just dead in that area. You understand? So you're gaining from us. Why don't you give us little, at least 1% of what you are gaining from us? So giving this thing to Obiakpo and Falga, I really don't see the need. But we need it, but we don't need it so much now.
I
people will not be happy with you.
I think there was an idea of moving, I think, some departments from the River State University to Ahuda, and that's a great idea.
I think
like that
the
can
governor
bring
even
development.
mentioned it.
He mentioned it.
Things like that bring but everything is being crowded. I think certain things should be moved to other local government. When you move it, people will tend to move. And when you move, some businesses will open. Little by little, development comes in.
We'll still talk about the parboard system by the founding fathers and the old River State. I don't see any reason why Bori should not be a city in 2020. I don't see any reason why Omok should not be a developed city in 2020.
Degema.
Not the way it was planned.
Wow.
It was well structured. We have banks in Omok. I think by 2020, 2021, we should be talking about total merger, like the Omok axis, the Bori axis.
Not have
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Emo has a whole. Emo has a local government.
Does not have a bank.
They don't have
at all
ATM.
In 2020.
They don't.
I mean,
that is basically
it's sad.
The thing is, Governor Wike feels this is the best way he can do.
Exactly, and he won't be the last governor of River State. Definitely. When the other governor comes,
they will now go to Ahuda.
He should come and do it. Chinedu, you covered a report on the Nigeria Labour Congress where they're appealing to the River State government to open their secretariat that have been under seal for how many months now?
A lot of months. I can't even remember. Before the lockdown, that should be around March, if not before. And okay.
I'm still calling on the River State government to do whatever integrity tests they say they are doing fast, so that place can be open for us to go back. If we go back, there will be security there, and this issue of vandalization will not be there. So we are really not happy with the stories we are hearing, but we want that place to be. It's our office, and the land belongs to us. Government was gracious to build it for us. That does not mean that they will take it from us. It is our land, so they should do whatever tests they want to do fast, because it's more than 5 months that place has. So I don't know the level of integrity work that will be done there before it will be open. So we are appealing to them. They should hasten up and reopen that place. So whatever that has been found, they will put it back for us so that we can reoccupy our premises.
Okay, 5 months.
Yeah, more than that. 5 months, of course. You know, the thing is, I can't even remember how long it took the government to build that.
It didn't take up to
it. It was very fast. The integrity test is almost taking the same time that it took to build that structure. We know what led to the closure of that place, even though the government has come out to explain that it's normal for them to do this test from time to time. But this came up when there was this issue of minimum wage, and Rivers workers were not happy with what they were getting from the state government. So it led to the closure of that place. But now they say hoodlums are vandalizing the place. It appears the state government probably did not put in security to secure what they are, conducting an integrity test over. Of course, I think it's long overdue. That building should be open and labor activities should be allowed to take place there.
Okay, so that's our last story for today. But we have some extras. There were series of media reports, fake news, so to say, that a sole administrator was appointed for the NDDC.
That was so fake.
And then, it went so viral. Yeah. I got that statement from about 20 persons, and then it seemed like it was true. But until Femi Adesina, the presidential spokesman, came and then deflated that fake news. And then also the suspension of Victor Iho, aka Voko, by the governor, for collecting illegal fees. So these are some of the extras that we have this week. Ifunanya, what do you see?
What do you expect from the week?
What do you expect this week? Yeah.
Okay. Beginning from the NMPC issue, I I'm expecting that proper investigation, since Femi Bajabiamila said the documents have been handed over, since there will be nobody present to be questioning. I expect they get everything they want from that document.
All right, so that's all we can take today on the big stories. My name is Victor Izama, and I did this with all the members of the news department, Chinedu Iwuna, Ifunaya Ndukwe, Priya Izogu, and Sandra Kenneth. Good night. See you next.
This store, the product where they get inside, get NAFDAC number. This store, ma tell you, it don't change plenty people life, including me myself, where they talk to now. Yes, one day like this, I did for my house. For radio now, I hear am. We are just sit down, they think how my life won't be. I hear say if I shop one time, drop my account number. Say as other people they shop after me, now so I go begin they get pay. I say, make I go try. I see say this shop they get products. Which kind of product they get? They get toothpaste. Where every day they go they shop, they know they tell me anything. Then they give me nylon bag when they write thank you. Now so I shop. As I drop my account number, few days later, because other people don't come shop after me, I begin they get pay. You where they hear me, gather your things, carry your phone near your body. Make I give you phone number where you go text enjoy to sharp. Yes, because you need to text enjoy to this number. The number now
0816 758 6404 0816 758 6404. Again 0816 758 6404.
A lot of persons no believe say with your ATM, if you go bank, go there, go slot in that card and money could come out. Some people when mobile banking come out, they no believe say if you sit down for your room, they do send money give for another person account. Now the same thing where they happen for daily income stores now, where you go do only shopping. As you the shop finish, you go drop your account number, then you go come they get paid as other people shop after you from daily income stores. And that's why we hold program to show people how this store they work. And for you to be part of this program, you need to send us message. Just send us enjoy, put for this number so that you go get the place where the program go happen.
The number now
0816 758 6404 0816 758 6404.
The time now 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Just text enjoy.
Daily income store na innovation. Daily income store dey open our eye to so many things. Thing wey be say 10 years ago they go say na lie, na juju, e no fit happen. Today e don real. When me hear I say e no go happen, but today na me dey tell you say make you not be me wey down daily income stores for 3 years. I no gree go daily income store until one day I waka say my eye I go take and see wetin dey here. So now I waka go daily income store and I dey tell you say make you not waste time. Come to this shopping where them go shop, because now 2 times we dey shop a day. 11 o'clock, 4 o'clock we go shop. And for you to come, I beg, just text enjoy to this number
0816 758 6404 0816 758 6404. Again 0816 758 6404.
My people are the great because my life don't change. I go use service, I come back. I no get work. 1 year pass, 2 years pass, 3 years pass. Certificate don't dey rotten for my hand. Now I can't hear Daily Income Stores radio. Now I can't say, oh boy, make I go see. After all, nothing I go lose. They no go force me, make I shop if I no want shop. Now after the program, I can't say, oh boy, na real. Now I can't shop soap, shop toothpaste, shop those things why they use. It there for hamper. I no forget to drop my account number. Surprisingly, as people come they shop after me, now I can't they get daily alert. So Daily Income Stores na real. We all the product where they store, either NAFDAC certified. All the product where they store they sell in a good product. So we they use them every day. And the good thing about daily income stop is say not only once you carry shop for this store, come drop your account number. They say seeing now believing. Come no, because you are not innovated, you become outdated. Whether you shop, you no shop. Now they will give first 20 people free product.
Make I give you phone number where you go text enjoy to sharp. Yes, because you need to text enjoy to this number. The number now
0816 758 6404. 0816 758 6404. Again, 0816 758 6404.
Okay, if you are born poor, no be your fault. But if you die poor, not your fault.
Yes, because you need to text enjoy to this number
0816 758 6404. 0816 758 6404. Again, 0816 758 6404.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
You can never plan the future by the past. He who has a why to live can bear almost any out. Lost time is never found again. It is the province of knowledge to speak, and it is the privilege of wisdom to listen. I don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. In the end. It is not the years in your life that counts. It is the life in your years. Make it count with us. Make it count with us at Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today. 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Hello and good evening. This is the World News on your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I am Success David. In the headlines, lawyer to suspended acting chairman of the EFCC responds to allegations against his client. Serap calls on leadership of National Assembly to publish list probes carried out by federal lawmakers since 1999. River State Road Maintenance Agency continues with road repairs despite heavy rainfalls. And on the foreign scene, authorities in South Africa rearrest all 68 inmates who had escaped from prison. Now stay tuned for the news in details. The lawyer to the suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, has been responding to some of the allegations being against his client, particularly those bordering on the alleged diversion of funds recovered by the commission. Magu's lawyer, Wahab Shitu, in a statement said the EFCC under Magu never misappropriated any funds recovered for the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, describing such reports as false. Shitu explains that the well of 329 million naira recovered by the EFCC was remitted directly into the NMPC, the dedicated account via remitter under a special arrangement endorsed by the NMPC, EFCC, and the affected NMPC marketers. The lawyer further noted that the remittance
can be independently varied both at the NNPC and the EFCC records, and that the issue of the NNPC recovered funds never featured in the proceedings of the presidential panel. Other allegations that Shitu dismissed include that of asset declaration and failure by Magu to properly explain the rationale for the exclusion of culprits in the alleged misapplication of 3 billion naira in the Federal Inland Revenue Service. He described the allegations as fraudulent and deliberate attempts to malign Magu. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has sent Freedom of Information request to the Senate President Ahmad Lawan and Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, urging them to urgently publish any reports of completed public hearings and corruption probes by the National Assembly since the return of democracy in the year 1999. Sarab also urged them to disclose the number and details of public hearings and corporation probes by the National Assembly that have resulted in any indictment of suspect and to name such suspect. It demanded that the report be sent to appropriate anti-corruption agencies to consider if there is sufficient admissible evidence to pursue prosecution. In the FOI request signed by Sarab Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization said publishing the reports of the hearings and probes would bluster public trust and confidence in the oversight functions and dispel the perception that many of these hearings and probes are particularly motivated. It said the most effective way to deter corruption is to make the cost of engaging in these types of acts higher than the rewards. According to the FOI request, Sarab also urged the Senate President and Speaker of the House of Representatives to sponsor a resolution to stop lawmakers from directly getting involved in the execution of projects by ministries, departments, and agencies to ensure the proper and effective exercise of oversight functions. The federal government says more Nigerians stranded in France and other European countries are being evacuated to the country. This was disclosed by the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Arewa, on Twitter. Dabiri Arewa explained that the citizens who departed citizen Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris are expected back today and will land at Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja. The evacuation exercise was coordinated by the Nigerian mission in France under Ambassador Modukbe Irele and monitored by the Commission. Upon arrival, the Nigerian returnees are expected to proceed on a 14-day self-isolation as mandated by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. As effort to curb the activities of Boko Haram insurgents and banditry in the country continues, final year Army cadet of 67 regular corps of the Nigerian Defense Academy have concluded a 3-week practical special warfare training tagged exercise at Camp Highland. The final battle inoculation exercise, which involves the firing of live ammunition of various weapons at combat team level on suspected targets, is designed to expose the officer cadets to the real battle situations. Speaking at the closing of the 3 weeks training at Kechai in Kaduna State, the former chief of the Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Martin Luther Agwai, tasked the cadets to be patriotic and courageous as they will soon be joining their colleagues in the field to defend the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the nation. With the latest graduation, the Nigerian Defense Academy will boost the manpower of the armed forces by churning out a new set of officers who will be deployed to the theater of war. According to the Director of Military Training, Brigadier General Jimo Akbo, the exercise Camp Highland is the final field exercise for final year Army cadet of 67 regular corps and short service corps 46 and is designed to examine their understanding of operational, administrative and logistic concepts that were taught in the academy. The former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has explained his reasons for defecting from the opposition People's Democratic Party to the ruling All Progressives Congress. In a letter of resignation addressed to the Bogoro C Ward chairman of the PDP, Dogara cited a breakdown of governance in his state. Bauchi under the administration of Governor Bala Mohammed, whom he said he helped install as governor in the year 2019. The former speaker said he cannot successfully ask questions about those issues without being accused of disloyalty if he were to remain in the BDP. Dogara argued that if he abandons this responsibility of telling the truth to power in Bauchi State, having done the same under the administration of the former governor Isa Yoguda and Mohammed Abubakar, he will be the most irresponsible and unprincipled politician in Bauchi State. His defection to the APC was made public after his meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari and the chairman of the APC's caretaker committee, Mala Bani, at the presidential villa. The People's Democratic Party in Edo State has accused the All Progressives Congress of plotting to wipe out the party's top hierarchy, including the national chairman, Uche Secondus, during a courtesy visit to the Oba of Benin's palace. The chairman of Obaseki's Shaibu campaign council, Dan Obi, who made the allegation while addressing newsmen in Benin City, the Edo State capital, alleged that the attack carried out on the PDP convoy led to a serious conflict involving states which had their governors in attendance. Obi said the APC had no official engagements at the palace, calling on the security agencies to ensure those found culpable are punished in accordance with the law.
I want to say that yesterday's event was a political mutiny organized to eliminate constituted authorities in the various states in Nigeria. That is why we are calling on all the security agencies to swing into action, to bring to book those behind yesterday's incident. We are aware that the incident was sponsored by the sponsors of APC in Edo State and the APC leadership. I think for our democracy to survive, we need to open up the space for everybody. I also want to place on record that after we left the palace, those who were wearing PDP caps and the PDP emblem, they were attacked, their cars were destroyed by armed youths who were organized to carry out yesterday's incident.
Meanwhile, the All Progressive Congress, in response to the accusations by the PDP, said the government of Edo State was rather planning to arrest its leaders on the eve of the governorship election. The spokesman of Isa Iyamu campaign, Council Patrick Obahiago, said the incident at the Oba of Benin's palace was carried out by the members of the PDP.
The governor's army of thugs and cultists descended on protesters at the entrance of the palace of our great king, the Oba of Benin, and other parts of the Benin metropolis, sending many to the hospital with gunshot wounds because they dared to express their rejection, we were made to understand, of the outgoing governor who, instead of fixing the humongous problems bedeviling the state, such as the payment of old salaries, and fixing the state's challenging ecological issues inter alia, rather chose to invite tax collectors to the state to further the bacchanalian feast on the state's treasury. The Edo State government is planning to use COVID-19 as a ruse to neuter grassroots leaders of our party, the APC, on the eve of the gubernatorial election by abducting and detaining them in isolation centers.
The National Association of Resident Doctors has threatened to resume its suspended nationwide strike in 3 weeks if the federal government fails to meet its demands. President of the association, Aliyu Sokomba, revealed this to newsmen in a media briefing in Abuja. NARD had on June 22nd suspended its nationwide strike after a virtual meeting with its members. The doctors declared an indefinite strike on the June 15th over several demands, including the provision of adequate PPE for all healthcare workers and immediate reversal of the disengagement of all 26 resident doctors at the University Teaching Hospital in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Other demands were the universal implementation of the Medical Residency Training Act in all federal and state hospitals and ensuring pay parity among doctors of an equal cadre. The doctors also asked the government to implement the revised hazard and payment of agreed COVID-19 inducement allowances, as well as stop and immediately refund all cuts in salaries of their colleagues in Kaduna and other states. In the meantime, the Association of Resident Doctors of the Federal Medical Center at Sabah Delta State has declared a 3-day warning strike over the continued shortage of personal protective equipment and non-payment of hazard allowance. The president of the ARD-FMC Delta State, Dr. Mwabuno Osifo, who made the announcement in Asaba, said that the warning strike would take effect from tomorrow. Osifo urged the state government to implement the resolution reached by the Nigerian Governors Forum as regard to the payment of hazard allowance. He said the strike was also in comradeship with the members of the Delta State Council of the Nigerian Medical Association. The ARD president, however, said to give the industrial action a human face, the warning strike exempt doctors who are managing COVID-19 patients. He disclosed that as today, over 1,027 doctors have been infected nationwide, while 18 deaths have also been recorded. You're now listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, a voice of the people. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
You're still listening to the World News here on Today 91.1 FM. I am Success David, and now to the rest of the bulletin. The Rivers State Road Maintenance and Rehabilitation Agency says it's focusing on repairing bad spots in major roads across the state before moving over to other roads. An official of the agency, Chimezie Wanko, disclosed this during an inspection of one of the roads the agency is repairing in Obiakpo local government area of the state. Speaking with our correspondent, Sandra Kenneth, Wanko said the agency is carrying on with its works despite the rains.
This is about the third week that I've been here. When we came here, we had to do drains because the drain that was there before was stopped halfway. We have to do the new drains. And after that, we have done it. Weather, rain, all this while. So we're trying to asphalt the place. You can see this side, it's been asphalted. After now, we'll know how to do the final coating. This other side you can see, the first layer has gone. So now what we'll do now after we finish this layer now, we'll now complete the whole process. We're everywhere. We have worked at the entrance to Secretariat. We just finished asphalting the area. We're at the Brikure Link Road. We have done there. And after here now, we are moving to there's where they call Akwaka Junction, SAS Road. There's somewhere there that's causing massive traffic. From here now, after this place, we'll go there. And we've been getting areas that have been mapped out, like Okuru area and other places. So what we want to do now is to tackle the major roads for motorists to pass easily. By the time we finish the major roads, we'll now begin to enter other streets.
On the foreign scene, all 68 inmates who escaped from a jail in South Africa's Western Cape on Friday have been rearrested. The government, who made the announcement, praised prison officials for restoring stability following a 2-day manhunt. The breakout happened after inmates at Malmesbury prison overpowered staff during an exercise session. They then locked 3 officers in a cell before freeing other prisoners and escaping over a roof. Previous reports said that they had escaped while being transferred to court for trial. South Africa's prison body had originally said 69 inmates escaped, but the Department of Justice said there were 68 in total. Spain has said outbreaks of new COVID-19 cases are isolated and under control after the United Kingdom abruptly ordered people coming from the country to quarantine. Infections have risen sharply in Spain recently as restrictions were eased, but some regions have now imposed measures including making face masks mandatory. Contagion among young people who have been Gathering in larger numbers appears to be a particular worry. France and Germany have also both seen new cases rise as nations grapple between starving of fresh outbreaks and reopening of economies. And in sport, Watford and Bournemouth have been relegated from Premier League as the 2019 and 2020 English Premier League comes to an end. Aston Villa, however, survived relegation after a 1-1 draw at West Ham. Manchester United and Chelsea also have qualified for the Champions League after winning their matches. Leicester missed out after final day loss to United, while Tottenham draw at Palace to edge Wolves to Europa League spot. On entertainment, Olivia de Havilland, one of the last remaining stars from the golden age of Hollywood, has died at the age of 104. The Havilland's career spanned more than 50 years and almost 50 feature films, and she was the last surviving star from the movie Gone with the Wind. The film earned her one of her 5 Oscar nominations. The Havilland, who have lived in Paris since 1960, was central in taking down Hollywood's studio system, giving actors a better contract. Her publicist said she died on natural cause at her home in Paris. And now to NG News, here is a summary of the major stories. The lawyer to the suspended acting chairman of the EFCC, Waba Shitu, has responded to the allegations against his client. In the news, you hear that Serap has called on the leadership of the National Assembly to publish the list of all the probes carried out by federal lawmakers since 1999. The River State Road Maintenance Agency has continued with road repairs across the state despite heavy rainfalls. And on the foreign scene, we told you that authorities in South Africa have arrested all 68 inmates who had escaped from prison on Friday. And that was the news as edited by Chinedu Iwuna. For comments and inquiries, please call 081-5341-8657 or 081-4434-3502. Also on your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. Do not forget to take responsibility. Wash your hands frequently with soap under running water. Avoid touching your face and high contact surfaces to prevent the spread of coronavirus. I am Success David. Good evening and many thanks for listening. Have yourself a great night's rest.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Radio has never been this good. Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
I am a proud Nigerian. I have been placed here by God for a time such as this.
At my back, I ain't coming back. The degradation, challenges, and problems faced by Nigeria are the perfect backdrop for me to develop and utilize my God-given potential.
I will not complain. I will not criticize. Rather, I will use my skills, gifts, relationships,
and experience to find long-lasting and revolutionary solutions to the many challenges confronting Nigeria.
Nigeria will rise again.
Because I am here, I will leave this nation
a better place than I met it. I will work to make Nigeria a praise on the earth.
I will work to make Nigeria a praise on the earth. So help me God. Let me tell you how I got this far.
This message is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
I get sick when I'm far away from you for so long. I lose sleep when I can't get you on the phone. And it's killing me, baby. Oh, I'm missing you, baby. Please don't stay away. I need you every day. What we share, it is so rare it can be bought. Come home, please, baby. Let's kiss and talk all night. Cause I'm missing you, baby. And it's killing me, baby. Please don't stay away. I need you every day. Baby, oh baby, you're like medicine to me. You give me everything I need. Baby, oh baby, you're like medicine to me. You give me everything I need. My heart beats every time we fight and you wear a frown. And I smile every single time that you come around. Can't do without you. I built my whole world around you. Please don't go away. I need you every day. Oh, your words, they have a way to steal my heart. And your smile is the medicine that cures my doubt. Oh, my beautiful baby, wrap your loving around me. Please don't stay away. I need you every day. Baby, oh baby, you're like medicine to me. You give me everything I need. Baby, oh baby, you're like medicine to me. You give me everything I need. Baby, oh baby, you're like medicine to me. You give me everything I need. Baby, oh baby, you're like medicine to me. You give me everything I need. Baby, oh baby, you're like medicine to me. Give me everything I need. Sweetie, oh baby, medicine for me. Give me everything I need. Yeah.